War is a place where young people who don't know each other and don't hate each other kill each other by the decision of old people who know each other and hate each other but don't kill each other. Hello everyone. We are all aware of the devastating news of Russia-Ukraine war. At this crucial time, let us talk about war and its serious aftermath. The students of Ànsar English School present a sincere attempt to host a talk show on the topic war. War is a destructive force that has been changing and shaping the course of human beings since time immemorial. Numerous wars have played an important role in transforming the human race into what it is today. As the youths of today, we have never experienced a war, but understood it through books and movies. It is fortunate that we have never experienced the loss of a loved one to war, nor had the first-hand experience of severe after-effects of war such as hunger and famine. Since the outset of Russia-Ukraine war, we have been hearing about the innocent lives being lost, many getting injured, the loss of loved ones, and the ultimate struggle to stay alive. Here, we do not want to pick sides or discuss the cause, but we stand firm in opposing the very idea of war.
We have read about the devastating economical impact of war. History has shown us how a war can financially deplete a country and throw it into the dungeon of poverty.
Let us take a moment to think about Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The Second World War has made most of the agricultural land barren. Japan has lost its financial independence for decades.
All involved countries suffer equally. Think about Russia having an economic crisis as their top brands have halted in Russia and numerous sanctions and boycotts have been imposed.
Natural resources also suffer unspeakable losses. Forests and wildlife are wiped out.
The global and regional environment will be affected tremendously due to pollution.
It takes years for a country to build its tourism sectors, historical and modern infrastructures, but it is all brought to ground in seconds.
The conflicts affect the future of entire generation of children who you cannot access education and professional skills. They end up not being able to contribute to the economy in future.
Let us not forget how students abroad like Indians in Ukraine get stranded without having a way back home.
Finding safety and job is extremely difficult due to the war. Civil unrest is to be expected. Children faced with these traumatic experiences will never be able to recover themselves completely.
Families are separated. Soldiers leave their families behind. War misery and death spares no soul and take pity on no family.
We must also emphasize to the atrocities faced by the refugees who lost their homes, shelter and much more. They struggle to live in a foreign country while trying hard to gather the basic necessities of life. Their mental health is also affected by the traumatic experiences.
The condition is more pathetic for people with disabilities and diseases because without proper healthcare facilities, their lives will be destroyed forever.
Not just life and property, but the everlasting mental trauma and sustained physical injuries must also be addressed. Post-traumatic stress disorders will have indescribable effects on the psychological health.
War is not just a military conflict. Can we imagine the trauma suffered by Russians and Ukrainians? Irrespective of age and gender, war can give you scars that can never be healed.
War is never an inevitable occurrence. No greater good has ever come from any war. Rather, the outcomes are always devastating. No glorious victory can replace the lost lives of the innocents. The refugees of the war will always remain scarred and spend an eternity in terror. Their future generations will carry the wounds of their ancestors deep in their hearts. Let us not forget the soldiers who die for their country. Martyr or not, a life lost is lost. No medallion can be equated with the love of a father, the shoulder of a husband, and the warmth of a son. The country may recover from a battle, but the families of the soldiers will never.
War is naturally a very expensive ordeal. The money that can be used to feed millions of poor is misused to kill thousands. How can that be ever justified? The sanctions and boycotts that arise as the aftermath of the war will break the backbone of the country's economy. It may take decades to recover, but who cares? The poor and the needy will keep suffering. Not to mention the lingering horrors in the minds of those who witness the atrocities of the war. In short, a war can never be justified. It is a result of a country succumbing to the dark motives of the rulers. The common people and their problems are never addressed properly. World peace is not a luxury but a necessity.
Let us loudly declare,
Stop war, love everyone, and spread peace.